Shalom Aleichem and welcome back to Common Stories. This is a special Kotel story, Western Wall story edition of this shear of this podcast. As always, I want to dedicate this story and all the inspiration that it brings to you to serve as a shmirah, as a protection for our soldiers, for our brothers and sisters fighting for the sake of the Jewish people and really for the whole world. This story was retold by Rabbi David Ashear in his book Living Emunah, and it was originally told by Rav Pesach Eliyahu Falk. He told over. There was an orphan boy. Let's call him Yossi. And Yossi was studying in yeshiva in the Holy Land, and all of his friends were getting married, and he too wanted to get married, but being as he was an orphan that came from a poor family, he simply didn't have enough money to start dating. Of course, the first question, girls going to ask is, how are you going to support the family? And besides for that, just practically speaking, how would they pay for the wedding? How would they pay for an apartment once they got married? And so he didn't start dating. But his friends saw what was going on, and they heroically rose and they said, Yossi, don't worry about it. We'll make sure at the right time to take care of you financially. Start dating. And so Yossi did. He started going out, and amazingly, he found another wonderful woman who was also an orphan girl. And they decided they were going to get engaged. They were soon to get married. And as we mentioned, it's an expensive thing to get married, to start a family. And his friends got to it. They started trying to raise the funds. I don't know if they used GoFundMe or charity, but they tried their best. But unfortunately, they were not really able to come up with all the money that they needed. And the wedding was rapidly approaching, and they didn't know what to do. And Yossi said, listen, enough. I'm going straight to Hashem. I'm going straight to God. That Friday morning, he went straight to the Western Wall, to the Kotel. He turned to Hashem, and he said, listen, Hashem, you know that both me, my kallah, my fiancé, we're both orphans. You're our father. Please, help us get married and start a family. And he took out a book of Tehillim, of Psalms, and he read the whole book, cover from cover. And he turned to Hashem for the second time and said, Hashem, I'm not turning to humans anymore. I'm only turning to you. And he continued to say these special prayers that King David wrote, said the special Tehillim. A short while later, he felt a tap on his shoulder, and he turned around. Someone came over to him and said, listen, you look distressed. Is there any way I can help you? Yossi said, no, thank you, but I'm talking to Hashem. Only He can help me. For the third time, the boy looked up towards the heavens. He said, Hashem, please help me. I don't want to leave here until I see your salvation. Please help me. Just then, he felt another tap on his shoulder, and it was a stranger again. Listen, I heard you talking to Hashem, and you're the person that I'm looking for. Listen, I'll take care of everything you need. I just arrived to Eretz Yisrael, to Israel, the Holy Land this morning. I just had a major court case relating to taxes, and if I had lost, I would have been in poverty. I told God that if I win the case, I'm going to find an orphan boy or girl who needs help with their wedding and pay for the wedding. And I'm going to continue to care for them after the wedding and help them with their expenses. And I won the case. I came here looking for someone to help. In Tehillim, chapter 146, verse 3, we write, David HaMelech, King David writes, Al tiftechu b'nedivim b'vein adam she'en lo tshua. Don't trust in man. The true salvation does not come from man. On the other hand, Baruch HaGever Asher Yiftach B'Hashem. Jeremiah 17:7 writes, blessed is the man who trusts in God. As we say every time we eat bread, of course we need to do our hishtadlus. We need to do our best to do what we need to do, to get the job, to go on the date, to fight for our land. But ultimately, we have to believe with all our heart that God is the one running the show. And as we know, Yeshuat Hashem Keref Ayim, the salvation of God, can come in an instant. Thank you for listening to another edition of Kallah Stories, Kotel edition. If you enjoyed this story, please share it with someone else who can derive some inspiration and continue to listen. Please God, thank you so much for listening to these wonderful stories. Hopefully bring us some inspiration. Have a great night. Signing out in the middle of the night from Telem, right near Kiryat Arba. Have a beautiful day.